Bulkhead Interactive, have actually been in touch with me and Vince all day, getting like feedback from us between every game. Like, hey, what did you notice this game about spec that you'd like changed or improved? And I think that that's really great that they're so hands-on about trying to make sure that, you know, they kind of tap into our expertise, so to speak, and get feedback about things like spec mode to make it better. So, good sign as we get live into the OT.
I mean, after a day of casting pretty much non-stop, you're definitely going to pick up on certain things that need to be tweaked. But as you say, we are live. MR3, first to 4, will be victorious. And Elzoy sees a couple cross. Can't get the kill, but does at least tag us down to 16. So it's going to stop the push for a little bit. But the regen already coming in.
Ooh. A-Rock spots one up close, tries to put the dose scope down, gets eaten by the metal. But this position that Jackus holds is really slowing down any push that the Bang would like to have over towards the cinema site. They did pick up Etney, though, so they have the man advantage now. And now Arox is moving in, misses his snipe shot, pays for it. Does Ocelot find a couple of kills to take the advantage back in this round?
Jack is just playing possum. He knows that he doesn't have to peek up. They've got a massive player advantage. It's all on Fancy. Alongside J Money. They're going to be looking to try and chime together. Thompson in hands. Just in the ticket booth. Seeing if any players from the Axis show themselves. And unfortunately, Fancy is caught in the middle of a crossfire. And that's not going to end well. STG will put the final bullet and the final nail in the coffin. And now J Money from the church is going to be peering around with his Garand. Elzoy seems to have a general idea as to what's coming up. And I do like that play very much. Even if Copy died, Elzoy would have just popped up, took the kill. Easy round.
Certainly seemed that way, didn't it? And again, it's just that aggression in cinema from the Axis side. If you get that kind of control defensively, it becomes so difficult to make your way in. That's what you saw happen there to the Bang. And they will go down. Again, it's a race to 4 rounds. Keep it simple. As Elzoy throwing a set nade here at middle, then looking to take his scope out there and see what he can find. No one there. They're being patient, but now they start crossing. He misses his shot, though. Looks to re-peek to find someone else, but again, just not finding the mark. In the meantime, you've had Jackus and Etney both pushed to upper cinema on the fire escape, so good position to be holding from.
J Money has caught that nade on his head. Down he goes, just trying to take some control over the mid-tank. Hasn't really had any impact in overtime so far, and was quite quiet towards the end of regulation too. And he's one of the players you're looking for. Jack is desperate to just jump the hell out of fire escape, but I believe they have a boost going on. He's just on top on one of his teammates' heads. This allows a bit of a different angle. In fact, I think he's just on a slight edge. So not quite on his teammate. That's a hell of an angle. You're not really expecting that. When you come around the corner, you're not going to be looking down at that particular part. And it's going to get himself 1 kill, maybe more than that. Fancy in the firing range. Going to be peeking back out again. Does get the kill with the Garand. Very well played. But Fancy alongside Aerox now against 3 Axis who are already in position. This is asking a great deal of them. Fortunately, Elzoy uncharacteristically has missed the shot. But S-Walker will give no quarter. Will give them no second chances. Down they both fall.
Indeed they do. And so that means Ocelot now just a couple of rounds away from locking this map up in the grand finals. One last round on these respective sides before we switch. Elzoy looking to take that scope at middle once more. Can't be surprised as they start crossing. He'll get taken down by Saint. Elzoy is being limited in his impact so far. How will the rest of his team respond, as it looks like the move is for the Bang to attack onto this B-bomb site. A nice nade comes in. Does take down one of the players here. It's going to be J Money. That's a big one to get down. He's been such a playmaker.
Big kill from Aerox. Try and keep the dream alive. They've already gone 2-0 down in this overtime, but S-Walker again, no surprises where he's going to be found. Again, he has been bossing this fire escape. It's upper cinema position. I mean, I'm always already tempted to just call it S Walker or something like that. Just name the position
Dude,
after
I feel
him.
so bad for Saint because he was holding the angle the whole time, but the second he looked away is when S Walker peeked, and now he finds Sus as well inside the site. He swung the balance back into Ocelot's favor.
Aerox with 1. 35 seconds. 4 players remain. 2 on either side. Ocelot desperate to try and take a 3-0 lead. They're going to tickle the bomb and then sprint away. The Carbine will not best the STG at that kind of a range. And now they've seen the player just sprint across. Copy's not entirely sure as to where the final ally remains. It's going to be Aerox from the side, but the STG once again will spray him down. 3-0 start. 1 round required. And if they get it, Ocelot will be moving to that second map 1-0 to the good.
Indeed, now just 1 round away from locking up Derailed. Being 1-0 in these Grand Finals best of 3. Again, so much credit to S Walker, so much impact. Top fragging in the OT. In the 3 rounds played, he got 6 kills. So average 2 kills per round. You know, in a clutch moment, you're in overtime. So gotta give a lot of credit to him. Like you said, that fire escape position, he's made it his own. And Ocelot, what can they do? Can they go ahead and end it here and now? With this round, they will focus on attacking A. They don't want to be bothered by any set nades or snipers at middle. They want to look to get up in the faces here at the A side. And they do push out towards tank, and they're starting to get towards the main position. Saint, Aerox, and Fancy are hanging around to defend. But they are at a little bit of a numbers disadvantage.
We've seen Aerox hold this position by himself before, though. Got 2 kills last time they tried to test him on the church side. But now they also have S Walker coming up round the back. This is going to force Aerox into a very difficult position. He has to watch 2 angles at once. And it's going to be so awkward. What is the hell's going on? Oh, he's going to get himself knifed. How has S Walker survived that? And additionally, Elzoy goes in with his sniper rifle. And it's looking like we will be heading to a second map with Ocelot at a 1-0 lead. It was scrappy. It wasn't the sexiest of battalion, but it looks like it is going to go the way of Ocelot after all. There we have it. 4-0 in overtime.
Yep, a clean sweep for Ocelot in the OT. S Walker doing so much work in overtime. 8 kills in the 4 rounds played. Lots of impact. Copy not too far behind with 5 in that OT. So well done by the Ocelots of the Czech Republic. They are now 1-0 up here in the Grand Finals for the first ever Battalion 1944 tournament. It's a Blitzkrieg battle from the plays. I am Dust. With me is Vince. And they are going to choose Liberation as the next map, by the way. That has been the pick coming in from the Bang. So that is where we will possibly decide things, unless the third map's needed. But anyway, Vince and I are going to take a quick little break here to get ready for the next map. So stay tuned. We'll be back with map number 2 in just a moment. back, folks, with the grand finals, first ever battalion tournament. It's the Blitzkrieg battle here from the plays, and we're in map 2. Ocelots up 1-0 after an overtime victory on Derailed. We're now on Liberation, the pick of the bang. We're starting out on the attacking side. Very, passive holding pattern right now towards the back of courtyard in the mid-street. As J Money will draw first blood on the Elzoy. Saint on to Jackus.
Not a bad start at all. Lightning fast reactions as well from J Money. That was a hell of a frag that he pulled off. And now Sauce is just looking straight down mid towards the mid connector. Arch. Copy currently there. And he's basically by himself for the time being on this side of the map. He's effectively going to be outnumbered, outgunned, encircled unless something drastically changes because his other two teammates aren't helping him out just yet. It's very split across the map. S Walker now, though, is turning his attention towards Fancy.
Oh.
But the nade lands on Copy's head, and he is done. And with him, probably the chance at any kind of hope of getting back in this round. It's all in Etney. He's got one already. But this is likely where his journey ends.
Indeed, Etney not really going to have much to hope for, except maybe bringing down some cards, collecting them for his team, make up for the ones they've just lost. So he's going to be playing inside the triple house. There is a player underneath him. It's going to be Fancy. Holding the tops and Etney just hiding out. Maybe looking to try to hold on to their own card at the moment. I mean, you might as well. You can save in this game. You can carry it over. It could mean something later.
Yeah, I think he may just be looking for exit frags as well. Just try and take some of these weapons away, because if you look at the arsenal of weaponry that the Allies had, 2 Garans and a bar would have been a nice takeout of the round, but it's not going to happen. Just delaying the inevitable.
Indeed, pretty clean round from the Bang. Again, they're already down 0-1, and this was the map they decided to go to try to see if they couldn't salvage the series and force a third map. Very good defense on that round. Like you said, J Money, great work with the M1. And over in middle. It looks like they want to go for some type of mid-A split. One of the big things we saw on this map earlier was a lot of aggression in market and courtyard, so a lot of battles taking place in the mid part of the map, and this time J Money again finding S Walker. Jack is able to at least make the trade. This rest of the Bang sitting over here, pushing stream towards the A-bomb site. Etney is inside. Jackus and Elzoy making the rotation, but A-Rox is taking down Etney. A-bomb site open for the plant. Oh, though, look at that.
Oh, stop it. Elzoy. Ridiculous kills. It looked as though that was anybody's round up until the moment that his scoped car started to take names and scratch them off the list. Saints, last player left, does get a couple tags with his Garand, but it's not going to be enough to dispatch of Copy or get them any further in the round. So first did go to the Bang, but instantly Ocelot answer back in style.
Yeah, really good scope shots. You could definitely see that the Bang were making some headway onto the A-bomb site. They were doing great work. They got the Setonade into Etney inside, but Elzoy just absolutely cuts them off at the pass and ties the game right back up at 1 apiece. We'll have to see what the reaction is going to be here from the attacking side. Looks like, again, they just want to try to focus on middle. They do have J Money at the broken building, kind of watching B entrance, but the rest are really focused towards mid and A. A-Rox pushing stream, looking for something. Elzoy is going to be patrolling the street by market. Got an STG this time, no scope. Kind of surprising.
I'd assume that's why he decided to play the tank close as well. It allows him to play more up close and still have long-range potential to tap heads. I think what they've decided here is that the best way of defending the site is to actually play aggressively. You saw Jack is to do it last time with the MP40 in the arches, where J Money currently is residing again. He is going to get a kill this time around, though. But it's backfired a little bit. Also, he's decided to back away to the middle building. And in doing so, J Money's taking a bit of damage as well. So it's a 4v3, just over 40 seconds remaining, and the Axis surely in pole position.
Indeed, Elzoy has the mid-road covered, so Saint can't really cross towards Arches into B without going past Elzoy, and they keep kind of stalemating each other. In the meantime, Ocelot shutting down the B portion of the attack, and it's left Saint all alone in the middle. with the M1 Grand, trying to push towards the Axis spawn. Then spotted in the B site, gets run down by Copy. And that's almost a flawless victory for Ocelot. Only Jackus goes down there. So Ocelot take the early lead.
Yeah, I'm liking the ruthless aggression, but then backing off when they realize that they've overstayed their welcome. You saw Elzoy originally push to the tank, stay there while they had the player push over on the long side of the B site as well. And then as soon as he dies, he's like, okay, screw this. Let's just pull back. I've still got a nade. I can toss that over, stop the bomb from getting planted on the site, and then we're good to go. I think that really, if the Bang want to take this map, if they want any hope of doing this, they're going to have to try and get Ocelot out of their comfort zone.
Yeah, you can see they're pushing through B on Ocelot. Elzoy and Etney looking to play up close here towards Stream in the triple house, and Etney is absolutely popping off right now. Oh my goodness, it doesn't stop. He just keeps chugging along. He's still alive too. Elzoy does get taken down, but Etney's still alive, and he could even be on for an ace at this point. And oh my goodness, there's the fourth. Will he really find the 50? Misses that last shot there. On to Sus. Sus stuck in the A site. He'll jump back out though. Etney missing the shots, pulls out the Luger. And he gets the ace. My goodness. He's done it. In the grand finals, of course.
The Car 98 gods were favoring him. Hell of a round for Etney, shutting it down all by himself. And again, you see that aggression with the rifle, catching the allies off guard. And just like that, Ocelot in such a good position. They took a lot of cards away as well in that last round from the allies. Just Thompson in the hands of J Money as he looks to try and push once more.
Focus B this time from the Bang. Lots of utility being poured onto the site, and now they start charging their way in. But there's 3 defenders here, and Elzoy's not too far off.
Up and over nade by Copy, not checking the angle though. And that nade's going to do so much damage. It's a quick fire, 3k by Copy. Almost admiring what he'd done. It's going to cost him his life. It's now down to a 2-on-2, but there's S Walker from upper on B, looking for more. Misses the shot on Saint. There's 2 of them here, and Saint's got 1. Does he expect the second player to be there? The thing is, though, that S Walker did get a kill before from upper, so that should give away that the last player is on there still. And he's just seen the head peering around the corner. He's going to tickle a bomb and try and get S Walker into a more favorable position for Saint. The sides are just locked down. He knows that his position is covered from the windows themselves. S Walker would have to peek out if he were to stop that plant. And in doing so, he's made himself vulnerable. He's made himself bare, and he's been punished. Copy's 3k means nothing.
Yeah, I thought that individual effort was going to be enough, but you're going to see just some great work from Saint, getting up, pushing top B out. Both players with bolt-action rifles. He has the SMG. That's going to favor him in the close quarters battles, especially if you just happen to miss. It takes so long to get that second shot chambered. It gives the SMG plenty of time to rattle off enough rounds to put you to rest, and that's exactly what goes. So it keeps the score close, 2-3. Jackus will now take a scope over towards top B, and he will take down J Money. That's a big scalp to find. He's been so good for this Bang team. And Jackus just keeps finding new angles. That's Saint down now at Long B. Can he find even more? Fancy trying to come around window with the carbine. Not able to land the shot. S Walker, though, puts another casualty on the Bang side.
That's got to be depressing if you're on the Bang right now, because you're like, Jesus, Elzoy's a god with the scope, but they've also now got Jackus who's kicking our asses with it. Where do we go from here? Sus joined alongside Fancy. Gonna try and make some kind of a miracle play. They're gonna make it right now. 5 players up against them. Elzoy may fall down to Science. He's just gonna back away, force the allies into a vulnerable position. And the allies have bit down hard on this. To be fair, if they want to win this round, they've got to roll the dice. They've got to go for a risky play and stick together. And that's what they've done. Unfortunately, that STG has done a lot of damage. It's not going to claim a kill, so a bomb plant will be forthcoming at the very least. Now they can start to try and play around this, but Fancy, only with a carbine, has 4 players to deal with. Not going to be happening.
Again, great work from Jackus early on. Getting those early scope picks, playing from B, moving around the site, feeling comfortable in his positioning, and ultimately helping lock up another round for the Ocelots, who are already 1-0 up in the series. Now they take a couple of round lead here on Liberation. And that means that, like, they're just kind of firing on all cylinders now, because think about this. Etney had an ace already this game. Copy's been doing well. Jackus is up there. And Elzo and S. Walker were the two highlight players the last 2 games we've watched them play. So you think about the individual form this team is having, that's dangerous to deal with.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there is a weak link on Ocelot's side right now. Everybody has had their moments. J Money, though, proving that he's no scrub, he's no slouch. He's been consistently good for the Bang today. And he will come in with the first kill. It's Elzoy that falls by the wayside. S. Walker, aggressive through long side of B. He's going to go peering in with a cart. Does miss. It's not going to cost him his life just yet. He should be able to survive by the skin of his teeth. He actually didn't eat that much damage. He's already back up to 100. The flick across not going to be landing, and the Thompson will best him. The SMG ripping through. And now, with the car in hand of Sus, maybe this is where the allies can start to try and mount a bit of a comeback and get themselves back to equality. But Copy on the side, he's already proven he is a god on this B side.
And Jackus has found J Muddy on the mid street, so that puts it back to a 3-on-3. Copy inside the site looking to defend. Sus is going to be pushing up with the SMG. Runs by and kills Jackus instead. Copy's still alive, just waiting here on the crates. He gets one, but that's all he's good for. That puts Etney in a 1v2. Bomb will get planted here by the Bang. What can Etney do? Has the MP40. Feel like he's going to get pinched at this point.
Definitely seems that way, and indeed he shall. Aerox from the side, while Fancy was keeping him busy. And 4-3 will be the scoreline. So, looking at the cards, you can see that actually, and this will be a bit of a worry for Ocelot, they have no more marksmen or heavies remaining after this round. So if they were to get pummeled and smashed, chances are that they're going to be without a sniper in the next one. And considering that either Elzoy or Jackus have consistently been using that on this map and in the other maps so far today, that would be a potential vulnerability in which maybe the Bang can exploit.
We'll have to see here. See what Saints and Arox can do with this double scope setup. Arox posted up at Broken Building, staring into the B archway. It's going to be Saint taking his over towards Stream, or long A, looking to see if he can't spot out Etney, who has been pretty keen on peeking down the stretch at times from inside the site. And he's going to take Saint down. My goodness. The car 98 taking down the scope. Fancy will be able to collect the car back, but Ocelot keeps taking down the Bang members in the meantime. Got a 4-on-2 at this point.
And suddenly, it's all on Sus. Only 3 kills so far, and we're heading into round 9 after this. Can he pad his stats a little bit more? Can he make this a real go of the rounds? There's one. He must know that round the back of them is going to be flankers, but he doesn't need to worry about that anymore. As Walker's put him out of his misery. And once again, Ocelot take a 2-round lead.
And it seems like every time you do see some type of effort made by the Bang to close the gap, Ocelot just holds them off and comes back with a big round and says, no, we're not allowing the tie here. Double scope still going to be in effect here, it looks like. I know for sure that at least one of them has it. I thought they were shopping around for a second one, but they may not have actually finalized it. In the meantime, you're seeing a lot of aggression from Ocelot at Market. Look at Elzoy just sweeping through Market into Courtyard. In the meantime, Jackus pushes up as well over to the archway. They're getting the frags.
That was a hell of a shot by S. Walker. Just stopping the push dead in its tracks. Jackus from behind now with the MP40. He's not sated with those kills. He wants more, but it's just going to be an assist onto Fancy. As Elzoy, who went aggressive, as he said, went straight up Market, through onto Courtyard, all the way around the back. And it was almost like both teams went hyper-aggressive, but because Ocelot went through mid and the Bang went onto the site, they were able to get the flank and just wreck them from behind.
Yeah, you got to give props to the hold of Ocelot on B, because it bought time for that flank through middle to actually really set in, and it basically just boxed the Bang in. They had no escape. They weren't winning fights in B, and now they had to worry about their backside all at the same time. It was just really overwhelming when you're considering how many angles you're being attacked from, and you're supposed to be the attacking team. It looks like Jackus is trying to keep the aggression up. He's pushed through market once more. Nades exchanged from both sides, but Jackus's push through middle has taken down Fancy and kept it at an even 3-on-3. Now, Sus is in an interesting position. He's actually pushed double house. And I'm not sure if Etney will be aware of it. He seems to be kind of keeping his eye on it, though, so it's possible they may have a read on this. That's going to be kind of the linchpin kill. Jackus knows that they can't fall back B to go A as well. That's another big position that Ocelot have here.
Yeah, Jackus' position is pretty vital at this point, but it's going to be Etney up close with the MP40, clearing out the building, just what the SMG was designed for. Using it to its absolute strongest suit. And now Saint 6 and J-Money have 40 seconds to see if they can dig their team out of this deep ditch that is starting to smother them. Jackus decides to pull back. I like this call. He doesn't need to go super aggressive. He can just sit into a position. He knows time now is working against the allies. And meanwhile, S. Walker has spotted himself Saint. He must know that J-Money is close by. The ruse has been found out, and now expect to see the Axis move into position, just sweep in and see if they can take down these remaining players. J-Money's fallen, it's all on Saint. His position is known. It's only a matter of time before he is killed in the process. No bomb plant forthcoming. He's at least going to get a kill with his sidearm, but that's the time done. The round is going to Ocelot.
Indeed it is. Round really was marked by the fact that Jackus was able to push through market, get a kill, and maintain that position. Know that, hey, I've got A on lock. Just focus down on B. I think the other big thing there is that Etney caught on to Sus being in double house. I think a Sus could have snuck in there. Maybe he could get behind spawn, flank B, open that up for his team, but Etney was wise to it, was able to run in there and get him down, and that just left the Bang with no options. And now we just have a couple of rounds left in this half. Oh... That's a great shot from Saint, though. Taking Jackus down finally gives... I think this is one of the first times I've seen the Bang with an early advantage, but of course, as soon as I say that, Caster's Curse. Elsewhere trades it back to a neutral situation.
Yeah, and there's already smoke been deployed, so it's going to allow him to cross to the site, go through the connector arch. Now, Elzoy can just basically sit here with the sniper. We've already seen how good this guy actually is with his gun. He's got a car and a car scoped. Doesn't seem to be any inroads, really, that the allies can use. Got Aerox, who's in mid. He's just slowly snailing his way, slugging his way through market. But if he comes around that corner, he likely will be a dead man. But actually, he comes out on top with the carbine. I would have bet my house on Elzoy getting that frag, and instead, the tables have turned. They have turned drastically in favor of the allies.
Yeah, it's just Copy isolated in B site, and Aerox might be able to flank behind Etney and leave it all on Copy. 3 people storming into B. Etney trying to sprint through to meet up with Copy. What can Copy do? He's alone. Bar coming in on him. He will get spammed through by Fancy. And that bomb is going to go down unless Etney can do something about it. He does catch Saint, but again, he's got to worry about the flank behind him. It may not matter, though, because J-Money will just straight up put him down with the pistol. And so as we approach the last round of the half, the Bang doing their best to keep it within striking distance. It's now 4-7. The final round among us.
Yeah, unfortunately, though, there's going to be no heavies in play. So if Ocelot want to have nades, HEs, they're going to have to switch to Gavez. And I feel like they're going to want the additional firepower instead. So they come through in this round with 0 nades. That could be an issue. No smokes, no nades, nothing. So it's going to have to be raw firepower, raw dueling that goes in their direction.
So far, equal exchange of kills here. Fancy trying to see what he can do. Can he trade? Spam coming in through the window. Copy going to take Fancy down. Aerox with the trade, though, elsewhere. So now it's going to be a 3-on-3. Sus fighting from Wooden, trying to see if might be able to find his way in, but S. Walker is going to be flanking in from behind. He gets pinched and taken down, and now it's just Aerox and J-Money in a 2-on-3. Both at mid-street.
Well, I said it would have to be raw firepower, and so far, so good. They still have Aerox, and they still have J-Money to contend with. But when you consider that Etney's on 12, and the nearest player on the Allies is on a measly 8 in terms of frags, it's looking pretty good. The man advantage should get them over the finish line, but S. Walker could be about to get timed, or actually the timing is against J Money. They both turn their backs on one another. I thought for a second that was the Allies' way back into this round, but instead, Aerox 1 on 3. 20 seconds. And he doesn't have the bomb either. This almost an impossible position to be in. He's scurrying across to try and retrieve the bomb. In doing so, he's been spotted, and even though the shot hasn't landed, with 8 seconds, they know where he is. They can shut him down, and it's going to be a dominant 8-4 lead going through into halftime.
Indeed it is. Again, a lot of people are talking about odd number situations. The player bars in spec mode are a little bit messed up, so sometimes it does not show all the players on the sides, but it is certainly a 5-on-5. Just want to clear that up for people. Obviously, it's early days for this game. It's early access. We're only a couple of days in. Spec mode, you know, just the basics right now because they've been trying to work on other elements of the game, you know, focus on getting the matchmaking service working properly and servers working right so you can play the game. And then, you know, fix bugs. And spectator mode, though, we'll be getting some love soon. In fact, me and Vince have been taking notes throughout this tournament to give over to the team to implement some changes. But let's move on to the second half. Ocelot, 4 rounds ahead, 5 rounds away from victory in the grand finals. They already have the opening pick in this round. Fancy out of the equation. Excuse me, J Money, the one out of the equation. A-Rock's now joining him.
And Ocelot looking to start the second half in style. 3 separate fraggers. HE deployed by Copy. Lands on the head of an unsuspecting Axis player. Down goes Sus. Elzoy now has picked up the sniper. He was happier to use the car for the majority of the Axis side. Now he wants to use the Springfield, and he's already put 2 players down. So good luck to you, Saint, with the shotgun. It's going to get 1. But at this point, I don't think the cars necessarily matter. They're at such a deficit that 1 kill really isn't good enough. And the comeback has to start soon. Otherwise, this grand finals is over, and Ocelot will be taking it 2-0.
Yeah, just 1 round away from double digits and 4 away from the victory. That was a surgical round from Ocelot, only suffering 1 casualty. Great attack, that is for sure. Let's see what they want to plan up in this next one. A-Rock does have the scope, maybe looking to come mid-street and challenge, and it looks to be the case. S. Walker will solo out B. The rest actually working towards Market and Stream. Now, Saint is pushing up into the triple house and may even push through Stream. So we definitely could be seeing some early engagements. You see a boost going on right now. Copy boosting up a teammate here. Saint does take down Etney. So that aggression at Stream does work out. But what else can he really do here? Fancy and Sus also rotating. This could get really dangerous for Ocelot now.
Yeah, and they went for a boost, but unfortunately, I think it was a Thompson they boosted with. So if you can see someone at range with a Thompson, it's not really going to do a great deal. You're not going to be able to get that insta-headshot frag. And in doing so, now the Allies, now Ocelot, are in a bit of a sticky situation. S. Walker, though, fires back in with a Garand, and the bar has also claimed a kill. This is getting into murky territory. These are the kind of rounds that if you want to come back in the finals, you've got to win. And J Money, alongside Fancy, have a tall task ahead of them. Every single player on Ocelot is over 10 frags. Only 1 player, and that's Saint, has over 10 on the entirety of the bag. Fancy misses the chance to claim the kill onto S. Walker, knocks him down to 52, but he's going to replenish that health very quickly. 20 seconds, though, on the board. They've got to strike now because the bomb is starting to get planted. And once S. Walker has that bomb planted, he has a shotgun to follow it up. That is tailor-made for these kind of close-knit claustrophobic situations. And if they walk in, S. Walker could clutch this. It's very possible. Fancy's going to be taking point with the Gewehr. Round the corner, they will move. They're going to look to push 2 separate angles. The first kill has gone the way, though, of J Money. And that will be the clutch coming into fruition. Well played.
Absolutely well played. They played that 2v1 to a T, made sure that they were pinching, not allowing that shotgun to be able to get 2 individual 1v1s, but forcing them into a very difficult play. And so that means that the Bang does start looking to see if they can't chip away at this lead Ocelot has. But of course, Ocelot still able to get whatever they want. Card's not really a factor just yet. No one's really low on them. So we will try to see what the response of Ocelot will be. Looks like they're going to open up pretty much the same way they did before. S. Walker going broken building B alone. Rest kind of working towards middle and Courtyard to get into market, perhaps, or look to get towards long A. We do see Saint again being aggressive. So it's kind of a mirror image from what we saw last round. Or a little bit of deja vu involved in that. But this time, Saint no kills. Gets caught by Jackus. The advantage goes to Ocelot. Fancy also getting tagged.
I can see that boost allows them to actually jump up into the triple stack building on the top floor. And now Jackus, who's already struck once, is able to get a second. And Ocelot, sure, they lost the last round. It would have been a disappointment, but they've bounced back instantly. And it could be a clean sweep. J Money's the only player left alive. All 5 of Ocelot are standing tall. They all have cards as well. You can see Shotgun, Bar, MP40, Thompson, and of course the sniper rifle.
Yeah, not much that J Money's gonna be able to do here. It seems like it's inevitable that Ocelot will move to double digits here and just be a few away from locking up the first ever battalion tournament that we've seen. Looking to just save this Car 98 inside the double house. Should be able to do it. Doesn't seem like Ocelot are keen on giving too much chase. It's not really worth it. You have nothing to gain except for 1 Car 98, but you could lose several cards if J Money goes off. Yeah. J Money will in fact get 1, but of course nowhere near by to be able to collect the card.
I mean, it's almost like a double whammy. If they rush in and they die, not only do they lose their cards, but it allows the Bang to collect more cards as well. It allows them to bolster their card count. So, yeah, at that kind of point, just let them have it. I think they did lose Elzoy at the end, but it's not the end of the world. They're still 10-5 in the lead, just 3 shy of winning the finals and getting their hands on some chests. Out of context,
war chest, not
war chest. Yeah,
let's specify. So we do see Ocelot looking to switch gears and attack the speed bomb site, and they're moving pretty quick now. Arox though, this flank onto Jackus at mid street. Saint's not too far behind either to do his own flank, and yeah, Jackus just so unaware. Arox just sneaking up, does get him with the shotgun, and also gets Elzoy with the shotgun headshot. And so Ocelot is definitely feeling the heat this time around. Everyone seems to be falling. Everything seems to be going the Bang's way. They only lose 1 player on this round, so they respond in good fashion to Ocelot there, keeping it still quite close.
All right, just going for the ballsy play with the shotgun. Why not? They've been typically playing quite slow on their Axis side thus far, the Bang. So Eric's just shifting up the pace, trying to dictate the action with the shotgun. 2 quick fire kills, backs away. Job done, and a weakened Ocelot could not recover. So that was a really solid showing by Aerox, who's been quite quiet in this game thus far. Smoke instantly down, just to make sure that they're not going to be able to push through the arches. It's going to funnel them more into the wooden building and also long B. And right now, they are pretty much stacked there. There's 4 players around that vicinity with just Elzoy moving around onto the other side of the map. He's currently on long A.
He's really just making sure that no flank's going to happen mid-street again. They want to be able to get out there, be execute without having to worry about some type of mid-street rotation. But here comes the attack, and Ocelot winning out their battles. But Elzoy might get pinched in middle and not be able to get to his team, but it may not matter because they're rattling off the kills in a big, big way. They now have a 4-on-2. Even if Elzoy goes down mid-street, they'll still maintain an advantage.
And that's a pretty sick set play. So you saw them smoke the connector arch and then nade up onto upper, meaning that they knew the only people that could stop them from pushing that site all as one, as we're just watching the conclusion of this round go the way of Ocelot. But because they smoked off the connector arch and then they naded on upper, effectively the only players that could stop them were on the site, and they're rushing as 4. So they tried to cordon off as many angles as possible. The nade landed, it actually took out upper player. And from there on in, the round was done. Like, there was absolutely no way that the Bang could stop the push.
It's all about being able to effectively, utilize your grenades to be able to clear out angles and make it easier on yourself as you come into the site. That's actually a concept a lot of CSGO people will know. Don't really have Molotovs and flashbangs in this game, but you still can smoke off rotation spots and, use grenades to force people out of a spot or get a frag. Or slow down a timing. That's another big use for it, as we do see some aggression right now from the Bang into the wooden house at B. They do get a couple of kills, so they do have the advantage over Ocelot right now, who does seem to be kind of stuck at the moment. Fancy looking to see if they can get more for their team right now. Ocelot playing inside long. Fancy playing inside long. Gonna get taken down. Arox, though, the trade.
Jack is going to be taking point. S Walker's taken A shot to the leg and will get finished off. Sus is the player on the aggression. Oh, that's a nice shot to Jackis as well, finishing the round in style. So the back still have a few tricks up their sleeve. They're not done just yet.
Indeed, they are not. They're now within 3. It's one of the closest margins we've seen this game, you know, since it's gotten some rounds behind it. Obviously, early on, you can't be too far ahead. There's only a few rounds have been played, but feels like Ocelot's usually been, you know, a fair amount ahead. But now the gap is shrinking just a little bit. Lots of set nades going on over here towards B, but there's no one there from Ocelot to receive them, as the focus for them is certainly towards long A and middle. Nell's always already taken down Saint. Jackus and company looking to swarm Arox, who's kind of stuck in market, surrounded, hoping for teammates to rotate to help him out here. He's definitely between a rock and a hard place. J-Money there to help out, though. Gets it back even.
It's going to be more of an A-centric hit for the time being. They're taking control of triple. S. Walker at the back of long in the arches is going to make that Garan sing. And now, with a 4-on-3, and not really any players able to stop this push other than Sus, this should be a bomb plant, and it should be the rounds. The downside, though, and one that they'll definitely have in the back of their minds for Ocelot, is that the flank is very much imminent and very much on the cards. And it's going to be Arox that's moved in, but the bomb has been planted without any kind of casualties, without any confrontation other than just a few flirtatious shots from Zeus at the back. Towards the connector. And Elzoy's gone in for a kill. At this point, the round should be done. It's hard to see how Arox or Sus could pull this one out. 25 seconds additionally. They're going to have to go out and pretty much get rid of any players in the triple. And Arox is down. And there's another one. Just adding salt in the wounds by Etni. And it's going to be 5 event points.
Indeed, this is championship moment now for Ocelot. They just need one more. We did see an overtime in the first map forced out of the Bang, but they're going to have to win 5 in a row to repeat that performance and keep this thing chugging along. Otherwise, it will be Ocelot walking away as the victors of the first ever Battalion Tournament. The first of a weekly series here from the plays called the Blitzkrieg Battle, as Elzoy takes that scope out to mid once more. Arox was there, but neither really crossed paths just yet, as Ocelot do set up. They might be going for that same B execute you were referring to earlier with the smoke on Arch and the set nade top B, but as I say that, Jackus kind of starts falling back, as Elzoy did go down, maybe trying to collect that card. Jackus is patrolling middle, but the rest of the Ocelot members here still sitting outside B, still waiting. They do have 2 smokes and 2 HE grenades to use for an execute.
And they also have time. And because they have hit both sites pretty often, it's going to keep Arox in mid. It's going to keep him honest, and Saint has to stay on A. So this is going to be 3 players who are playing fairly standard positions on the site, and the 2 nades fly in. 2 kills go down, make it a 3rd, and that should be all over. That should be GG. Saint is just hiding, hoping for the best at this point. Slowly but surely pushing his way in, but Fancy around the side is going to be able to spray down 2. He's looking for a 3rd as well, but will fall down prey to the victim of Jackus. The bomb's not been planted. Fancy was able to stop that. I was thinking that Saint very likely would be the last player alive, but Jackus is able to take him out in midair. And they will finish it in style. I thought Fancy had done enough, but apparently not. 13-7, and Ocelot will win it 2-0.
Indeed, so congratulations to the team of the Czech Republic, the team that's been playing Call of Duty for years and has been practicing ever since the beta release for a moment like this to be able to win the opening tournament. Again, it's the first time we've seen Battalion 1944 streamed in competition, the first tournament ever played, and Ocelots are your victors, so shout out to them for taking the Blitzkrieg battle here at the Plays. Of course, this is only the first Blitzkrieg battle from the Plays. It's meant to be a weekly series. So definitely sign up for the next event. Check out the Plays GG's website. You can look down below the channel, below the video player, see all the links to everything you need to know to be able to get involved in the next events. Maybe you'll be even on stream with me and Vince commentating you. It's been a long day. It's been 9 hours straight, pretty much, Vince. As folks were asking who was casting, I am Dust. And with me is Vince. You can follow us on Twitter at FollowDust, at OnFireVince. Of course, definitely give a follow to at the Plays GG as well. Also, huge shout out to Bulkhead Interactive for making this game, of course, but also providing war chests for the teams that made the finals. Also, of course, Multiplay for providing servers, and Stream Concepts, who have also helped out as well. Shout out to Ruben, who is producing all night long. He's been with us for the long haul this whole time as well. Admins behind the scenes, Dark and Sean helping out big time. It's been a group effort, great grassroots effort, and we're so glad that all of you joined us.
I can't really add much to that. I think you summed that up pretty much perfectly, Dust. It's been a long-ass day. I'm sure there are a lot of Battalion fans out there enjoying the content, but I think for now, that's us over until next week, right? I think we have another one coming up next weekend.
Yeah, next Saturday, it'll be pretty much the same show. This time, I think we might expand it to having more teams. I know that there's already been quite a few who have signed up. So definitely keep the signups coming. If you get locked out of this one because you were a little bit too late, again, it's a weekly series, so just make sure you kind of stick around to the website and be out. And I know there's a lot of other grassroots efforts happening, a lot of other organizations, so just be on the lookout. Best places to look would probably be Battalion subreddit, Battalion forums, as well as the official Battalion Discord. The events tab there gives you a lot of information that'll be very useful to you if you want to get involved in competing. Again, this is Dustin and Vince signing out. We appreciate you so much for tuning in. Hope you tune in next time. Have a great morning, evening, afternoon, depending on where you're from, and we'll catch you next time around.